Boston Dynamics has sparked our imagination, inspired new roboticists, and leapt over technological barriers. Now it's time for the hydraulic Atlas robot to kick back and relax, says Boston Dynamics, as they unveil their newest robot. First, let's take a look back at everything that has been accomplished with the hydraulic Atlas platform to date. Now that that's out of the way, check out this truly horrifying scene, something straight out of iRobot. This could definitely be a help to the world. It could also be the star of a new horror movie. Boston Dynamics has unveiled the next generation of humanoid robots, a fully electric Atlas robot this time, that they are saying is designed for real-world applications. SpaceX's Starship, the largest rocket in the world, will get even bigger as the company continues to target Mars missions in the future. Elon Musk, the billionaire founder of SpaceX, told employees on April 4th that Starship will eventually be as tall as 500 feet. That's roughly 150 meters, roughly 20% higher than the massive system aboard the Super Heavy rocket right now. What's more, advances in reusability will have each launch cost roughly $3 million, at least according to Musk. That's less than a third of what a much smaller Falcon 1 rocket launch cost in 2004 when inflation is taken into account. The figure 2 decades ago was $5.9 million, according to NBC, which is roughly $9.5 million in today's dollars. These are sort of unthinkable numbers, Musk said. said. Nobody ever thought that this was possible, but we're not breaking any physics to achieve it. Starship's next and fourth spaceflight attempt, expected to take place in May, aims to have the first stage of Super Heavy land on essentially a virtual tower in the Gulf of Mexico. Once the company safely gets that done, they will consider using the launching area at Starbase in South Texas for future landings as soon as Flight 5. Musk pegged the chances of success on Flight 4 at about 80 to 90%. Musk also wants to perform 2 splashdowns of the upper stage of Starship in a row in a controlled fashion before sending it to Starbase on a future flight. We do not want to rain debris over Mexico or the US, he said. My guess is probably next year when we will be able to reuse Starship. Overall, Musk plans for multiple Starship launches to take place this year and suggests SpaceX will build an additional 6 spacecraft by the end of 2024. Of these milestones, Musk said it would be very much a success-oriented schedule. His speech did not mention the Federal Aviation Administration, which must approve each one of the launches, nor ongoing criticism of the environmental impact of Starship on the ecologically sensitive areas near Starbase. That impact may grow, as Musk said it would take roughly 10 launches a day to send hundreds of vehicles to Mars every 2 years when the planet is closest to make a long-term settlement feasible. As for the number of Mars-bound people, that would be roughly 1 million, he said. That matches predictions he made at least as far back as 2017. Musk also said he wanted to get the settlement going in 20 years. However, he said the same thing back in 2011. At the Georgia World Congress Center, a younger and smaller startup was drawing in huge crowds. The booth was centered on a single demo running throughout the week. Passerbys requested something from the Reflex robot, and it sprung into action. Grabbing the item off the shelf, it didn't hurt that the company was giving out free food and beverages too. From the look of it, most showgoers were impressed by the system's speed and accuracy. The hardware is an in-house design featuring a torso mounted to a base that allows the arms and sensors to dynamically move up and down. It makes for a surprisingly dexterous robot that can access shelves at a variety of heights while maneuvering tight spaces. The system has a wheeled base, which is perfectly effective for navigating these type of layouts. Something that needs to be mentioned is the fact that the system is primarily teleoperated. It's an example of a human-in-the-loop system where it can be controlled remotely. The only real constraints here are potential latency issues if the operator is too far away. The co-founder and CEO compares the interface to a video game. He adds that the robot is approaching human-level efficiency. The team is moving towards a system that requires fewer and fewer people. As the robot grows more autonomous and capable, the human element will shift from control to supervisor. Humans stick around as a kind of fail-safe should the robot get into trouble or encounter something entirely new. For now, however, the human-to-robot ratio is 1-to-1. The company says it will achieve a 1-to-2 ratio in warehouses and third-party logistics by early next year. The robot putting in the hours at Modex is a second-generation system, which is currently being selectively piloted with potential customers, including some big names, the company says. They also added that the current timeline involves having 10 to 20 Reflex robots in the world, followed by hundreds by next year. They think the fact that you have a system that's getting smarter the more it works, coupled with remote operations and a really low-cost robot, is what allows them to scale this and make it work. They say they're ready to ship today. The system's current price point is below $50,000. Scaling manufacturing should be able to bring that number down even further. The New York-based startup is still extremely lean with just 5 people. The founders all come from MIT, in addition to companies like Boston Dynamics and Tesla. Reflex has thus far raised a seed round, and they say that the startup will likely pursue a Series A round later this year.